here's our statistic for the weekend. We had an average of 50 volunteer developers and designer reviewers all weekend. Some up a little above or a little below, but 50 people showed up on average. Well, we figured out it's approximately 1,040 hours given per person, or live person. Well, you might feel like it is. You probably feel like it is. Man hours given, and, people hours, resulting in approximately $104,000 in value. And that's approximately $13,000 per charity. So that's awesome. You guys did a great job.
All right, so now we get to the interesting part. Let's see what everybody did. You're coming back later. Hold on. So, first off, 4C, the representative and team lead, whoever wants to come up, come on up. And 4C did not have it before because they added to the existing website. Everybody else will show you the before and then come up and show you the after. So.
Well, maybe you wanted to just give a little reminder what 4C is all about.
Great. I never pass up an opportunity to talk about our not-for-profit agency, 4C for Children. We're the regional leader in early childhood resources for those providers who care for children in daycare centers and family child care homes, as well as parents who are searching for quality child care, affordable child care, so that they can work. And so well, here we are. So we say we're the pioneering leader, advocate, and resource for high-quality early education and care, and we serve 23 counties in Southwest Ohio, the Miami Valley, and Northern Kentucky. Is that enough?
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. I'm very proud of our team, Maggie, Bob, Alejandro, Kim, Stephen. When I learned that we might have up to 8 developers on the team, I got busy and I came up with requirements and ideas for 8 different use cases. I figured everybody's going to get one, nobody had to fight over them. And so we ended up with 5 on the team, and we actually got all of our use cases done. But the most important one, the big objective, was to make changes to the integration of the payment processor. So the problem was 4C had authorized.net to authorize the credit card transactions, but they had a third-party company to host the payment form at great annual expense, plus they would be charging $100 an hour for any kind of customizations to their hosted form. So that just kept 4C for Children from wanting to do any customizations. In addition, they wanted to have multiple forms for capturing people who want to subscribe to newsletters or sign up for events or have different types of donation forms. So what we did this weekend was, first of all, eliminate the middleman, that company that was hosting the form and had the capture the data on the hosted payment form on the 4C's Network Solutions site, and then not only send the data to authorized.net, but captured in a database for additional processing, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, first we're going to start with making a donation. All right, so we're still on the 4C's Network Solution site, and we're now on a secure page. And this is, obviously, since it's on their site, they can completely customize the look and feel and what data they want to capture on their own hosted payment page.
How much did it get, Barry?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, let's see.
How much do you want me to do?
$1 million. We like zeros, lots of
Let's not get greedy, all right? Why am I typing all this? Well, we've got to prove that when we pass all this data over to the authorized.net site, it actually gets there.
So you're typing it wrong, so you don't have to pay? That's what it
All right, what prompted this GIF? All right, this is a pick list that, today Karen doesn't have any ability to make changes to, but we're here with that capability now. And there's more. So, and important thing, include me in future notifications. So, based on that, we'll be capturing the data along with passing the data to authorized.net. And here we are. We have now jumped over to authorized.net's secure form, and here's the big part right here. HTML payment header retrieved from the 4C database. So we've added a database, and this is a way that we give Karen the ability to do the customizations, and we're going to store it in the database on her site, and content or HTML content links and buttons are all highly configurable now for her to either make changes to this form or make a copy of it and design new forms very easily. All right, so all my personal data got over, and we'll click submit.
Credit card.
No credit card.
What's wrong?
Wait a minute, ready, hold on.
All right, copy that down. You're welcome to whatever funds you find in that account. And there we go. So this is the thank you page, and there's one little glitch here. This thank you for your order should be.
Thank you for your gift.
Thank you for your gift. Who got that in? But this is supposed to be a link that will take you back to the 4C website.
And Barry, is that something we can change now? We can change that wording?
Exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Anything above this line, this plus anything above it, plus the footer, all that
We
is
can be, okay.
stuff that Karen can, or Terry
Great.
can code and put into the database, and that's what we're going to show next. Let's see.
This has been a great thing for us. Some of you other nonprofit folks who are here, if you have donation pages, you probably know that there's great pressure from all the experts to customize your donation page to meet the kind of appeal that you're sending out to people, to have it relate to what you just told the donor you need the money for. And that's been something we've not been able to do until today. This is great.
Okay, so now we're back on the 4C for Children homepage, although this is a test, slightly different test version. And the only change I made here was I added an admin login. Right? You've already had a board login. Have to put in your login credentials. Let's go to the admin login, and So now we're into the admin page, and the functions that Terry has now to do customizations are manage multiple events. All right, right now, there's just one essential event on the site, which is make a donation. But you can see that you can start adding different types of events for having people sign up for newsletters or register for events. So pick the event that you want to configure, and this is where we're given the power to do all the customizations. All these attributes are items that are configurable on the authorized.net hosted payment form. So, for instance, that payment form header and footer, the header and footer on the receipt page, the event confirmation, the text that goes in the email thank you message back to the donor. A whole bunch of stuff here is configurable by the website administrator.
So we can have different thank yous for if it's signing up for a workshop or giving us a
Exactly.
gift or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so back on the admin page, also on the same selected event, and you want to be able to list who has made donations in a given period of time, or who's registered for an event. So we give them two ways of doing it. One is display all the attendees or registries on the browser page, or again, select the event and download the list and bring it into Excel for additional processing. Like you already have another company handling your email campaigns, and so you can just download this file, send that to them, good to go. And there's one last little thing, is just right now this website just has one pick list. We saw on that posted payment form was the donation reasons, so now we're given the ability to add, change, and delete the reasons for donations.
Great. Well, this is fabulous.
That's it.
All right. Hey, it works.
Hey, that's better.
Yeah.
I should have that. Nah,
Next up, we have Greater Dayton Volunteer Warriors Project, and I will bring up their old site here since it's still active while they come up.
Yeah, when you look at our old site, you'll see it's really boring. And doesn't, and there's, I think most people can hear me, I tend to be aggressive. Well, the problem with our site was that, yeah, that's our site.
Welcome to the site.
It's going to keep doing that. It's boring and noisy.
It just woke me up.
And one of the big problems was that as the young lawyers come up or start graduating from law school, they don't like, or they're not really good about answering phone calls if I call and try and place a case. So what I wanted was a page or some way that they could go and look at the cases we have, a generic description of cases we have available without names, so that they could say, oh, I might be interested in helping that person. And I wanted also the site to just look better. It was just boring. It didn't do anything. And well, we have lots of old lawyers. We have very few young ones. So the big thing was to try and make this site better for those people that are going to be taking this forward after I retire soon.
She's never leaving.
Thanks. And it was a great team. I'm very excited about what they came up with.
Well, thanks, Helenka.
Thank you.
I want to thank the team. Most of them are here. We've got
your old site kills the Eric's car.
Jessica, raise your hand, James and Brian, and Rob, who's spent Friday night and Saturday with us, and he wasn't here today.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
The old site killed Tom. There it is.
All right. So, anyway, we used Drupal, and I had met with Helenka before GiveCamp and gave her some links to look at some themes for Drupal, and they picked one out that was very flexible and pretty well done, and Jessica was able to customize it to look like what we have here, which is I think it's a little better than the old site. One of the things that Helenka really wanted was to be able to list open cases on the site for the lawyers to look at, as well as providing a way for lawyers to go on the site and sign up on the site. Now, right now, I'm not logged in as anyone, so this is the anonymous user, and if you look on the left-hand side, there's no place to look at these cases. It's only for someone that's logged in as a lawyer or a staff member that can see those. But they can see the other pages, the need legal help for people that might want some pro bono lawyer work. They need legal assistance, and it gives a link for them to request that and a phone number. This is the attorney registration form page, and this would be for attorneys to click to, and they can bring up the registration. This is basically the Drupal user account with the profile, with a lot of fields added to be able to help Helenka in placing lawyers, such as what types of cases are you interested in assisting with, what counties are you willing to work in. They currently serve 6 counties, so that's good information for them to know. This little checkbox down here allows Helenka to go in and put them in the thank you list. Every week she goes through and for lawyers that have closed cases, she wants to give them a shout out, just like the charities have been giving us all weekend, telling us how much they appreciate our work. Well, and I guess I should pause and say we appreciate your work. We appreciate the charities, and that's why we're here, is because you're the ones that are doing the real work. Okay. Anyway, got that out of the way. Anyway, so if we go back, notice we have this little scrolling thank you list here, and we also have a thank you page that lists the. Sure, I clicked it. Yeah. That lists all the lawyers. And previously, she had to manually go in and upload a file. Now she can just go in and open that lawyer's page, click that button and save it, and that'll appear on the page and on the list. The purpose was to just give her as much dynamic content ability without having to learn any kind of HTML kind of stuff. So I think we've done that. There's an upcoming events page where she can go in and add events that happen. There's several events that happen every year for her community, the National Pro Bono Summit, that she's getting ready to fly out this evening to, I believe. And then other things, training events, training young lawyers on foreclosure assistance and things like that, whatever. And there's just a list of board members. Let me log in, save some time. I'll just log in as admin so we'll see everything that we need to see. turn on the caching when we go live. All right, so now you'll see that there's a couple of new menu items, the cases, and the board documents. The board documents is just a convenience for the board members. When they have board meetings, she wants to be able to post agendas and minutes and financial statements and things like that. Only the board members and the staff can see it. And then the cases page where it's by county and lists the open cases by case number, a little description, and then there's a link, an email link it's just a mail to that'll pop up with the case number and the subject to, so that the lawyer can say, yeah, I'm interested in helping with this job, or this case. So that's the site.
So, next up we have Dayton Habitat, and here is their existing site.
I want to see what you have to say. Come on, Liz.
Allison, you're coming too. Come on. You did a ton of work.
All right, we had a great weekend with these two, Liz and Allison. They were a big help, as well as our entire team. Ed and Chad, and Nathan and Charlie and Matthew and who else? Ed, I said Ed.
Oh,
So we worked really hard on this. We built this in Drupal. I'm sorry, not Drupal. Barco. Well, I didn't get any sleep at all on Friday night, so.
Mike was one of the all-nighters on Friday.
Yes, I was
And we
real.
thank him so much for that and all the team members that stayed super, super late.
So, no, this was in Bracco. I'm so happy they had Chad on my team. We chose Bracco because of a suggestion from my neighbor who uses Bracco a lot. And I'm just so lucky that Chad was on our team because he has been working with Bracco for like a year and a half and really knew it inside and out. And I think we went on and been able to get it done so quickly. But after using Bracco on this project, this is going to be my favorite CMS system. It's so easy to use. And one of the reasons we chose Bracco was the ease of use for the charity. So I won't go into the admin pieces, but for them to update a site, it's like a Word document. So it's really nice. You saw the old site was, I kept saying it looks like the 80s, even though we didn't have websites in the 80s. So we built worked real hard, came with a bunch of designs. This was actually modeled off another Habitat for Humanity site in Orleans that recently redid theirs, but we kind of gave it our spin on it. So, of course, you see up there, a big shout out to GiveCamp that we did. I'll just show you a little bit about what we did.
Yeah, we didn't let Barry know it.
So, basically, we've got the call to action buttons that went prominently displayed in the site. Those go to different pages in the site. We did a quick little pull down menu for jumping to different areas of the site. Their home page has basically going to be updated news articles. We want to make sure we get money and give people a way to volunteer. So I'll show you that in a minute. So just to give you an idea of how one of these pages look like, every single page is customizable from the perspective of this header and the content. This header, which is missing its title for some reason, this picture they can upload and change as they want. They can change the title of these pages. Let me find the ways that, there we go. This is IE. IE.
That's
They even took extra time to show us a quicker way to edit photos so that we can do the headers faster than what we used to do. So
This is
they went
Chrome.
above and beyond.
This is live today, right?
It is live
We
today.
went live this morning.
I
Broke
think-
their email in the process, but it's working now.
I think both Allison and my incredibly giant smile as soon as it went live is on film somewhere.
Oh, it's still not working right. Okay. Well, anyway. We'll look at that in a minute. Yeah, we went live this morning about 10:30. Also on the front page, I forgot to mention, is these pictures are totally interchangeable as well by the charity. They have an interface, they upload the picture, add the text. Each one of these texts are links. Wanted to make it so that they weren't locked into that design that we did when we built the site. The volunteer buttons, they're currently an external website to manage their volunteers as well as their donations. Now, this donation page is one of those traditional we'll skin it to look like your site, so they'll be updating this to look like our new site now. Trying to think what else there would be that's really fun to look at, other than all the content.
Go to About Us, Our Families. That's one that's got photos.
That's one of the ones you like.
Search box.
The search box.
Oh, yeah, there's a search
I can't
box.
forget the search box. Their old site did not have a search box. So now you can type and search, and all the material, all the content they put up there is searchable with tags and so on. So now people can find what they're looking for. But yeah, here's lovely pictures of families that they've helped. So I can't think of anything else to show you. But we had a blast on this. I love Habitat for Humanities is an organization I really didn't know much about. I know a lot about them now. And I didn't know there were so many chapters in Cincinnati. But hey, and they're not one of them. But it was a pleasure working with them and working with our team. We had a great time this weekend. Thanks.
Next on the docket. Bethany House is next up. And this, as you can see, is a picture of their previous site. And as they walk down, I tested them all ahead of time. Oh, you changed it? Oh.
Can I say something first?
Sure.
I think they can hear me. I just want to say that I am so overwhelmed by what's happened this weekend for Bethany House Services. And I can't thank the organizers enough and whoever chose us to do this. And just the site's going to make a big difference to a lot of people that we serve and help in the greater Cincinnati community who are homeless or disadvantaged women and children, women that we have in families living in transitional housing, and just so many amazing things happened that I think I learned as much from them, and they learned a lot from each other. And what I did learn is I know nothing about computer programming at all. My brain isn't big enough to hold it all, but I'm just so grateful. There are no words to express how grateful I am to everyone who worked so hard and gave up their weekend to do this for us, because it really will make a difference.
So, yeah, this is the old site, and we had a lovely little pull downs and all the stuff. The page was just very, very busy. And our designer gave us this masterpiece. Totally reworked the look and feel. We have our rotating picture here, and upcoming events and immediate content that we want to call out, call into action, and how you can support the Bethany House. And then everything in here, this is a Drupal site, so everything in here they can customize themselves. And they're not going to rip out the graphics and logos, anytime soon.
No clip art.
Set up a nice little sub-menu. And every one of these has a landing page like this. You click in for all the content. And they had a video that was up on YouTube that somebody else had put up, but it was kind of cut up and too long for to be one video. And one of our guys, CJ, came in, re-ripped it, and cut out enough of it to fit it up on YouTube, and we got it on the site.
The best part of this is that we had one program that we no longer had that we needed to get rid of, but we didn't have any idea how that would happen. So it worked out beautiful because CJ figured it out, got rid of what the program that went away, and it made the thing go from 15 minutes and 47 seconds to like 12 minutes and something. So now it's all in one, it can be in one piece instead of two. And plus it's more up to date. So we were able to kill two birds with one stone, and he made some copies of it for us to use too. So I'm really excited about that too.
We also gave them a way to create new events and for people to search on events. It's just another content type in Drupal with a couple of specialized fields, which previously it was just kind of flattered in an HTML page. Different volunteering ways. There's pages in there. The contact page originally just had a few email addresses sprinkled on a page, and somebody would just email everybody. So we put in titles and embedded a map inside there. Did we get the? No. We have a password issue with this Twitter account. We were going to finish the branding with their other social media outlets. But Facebook, you get that? Yeah, it's still.
I think John was going to help us. You set it up so we could change it when we get back to the office, right?
Yeah.
For the Twitter account.
Dropbox was immensely helpful in transferring files back and forth. And also not shown in here is we provided a step-by-step manual for creating content, screenshots, and hopefully they won't have to call.
That was after they spent Friday night with me. They knew they had to do it.
That's about it.
It's awesome.
I want to thank my team, because all the guys, they really kicked in with some great expertise. We had a few skill shortages, and we were able to make up for that, pull in some other help. Made it all work. Thanks, guys. All right.
Next up, we have Camp Joy, which there before is easy. It's all on paper.
So, Nate and I met a couple weeks ago, and he brought these two pieces of paper, or some piece of paper front and back. It's called a dichotomous key. It's for identifying fossils. And prior to building the app we built, kids would go into the creek, and they would take these sheets with them and try to identify fossils. And there's a couple issues. One was this is actually not correct, this dichotomous key. And then the other is that kids would also have iPods to identify trees and with other apps, and they wouldn't want to really use the paper. They were more drawn to like playing with the apps and stuff like that. So he asked us to create an app for iPod touches, and I'll let you tell about Camp Joy real quick.
Camp Joy is an outdoor education center and resident camp. We serve the underserved youth with a resident camp. We also have the outdoor education program, which is what this is really going to be benefiting the most, as we teach the 4th through 8th grade students that come from Toledo, from Lexington, and everywhere in between. We have about 5,000 students a year that come out to us. We also do adult programming, but with the youth program, this is really going to benefit. We try to partner with schools to not only just teach natural history, but with this app now, it's not just identification. It's not just trying to figure out, oh, this little rock is actually a bryozoan, but they've provided a tool for the kids to go through the learning process of this dichotomous key of understanding if it's this or this and why is it different. Not just pure identification, which is just absolutely amazing that we could not have had a better program, and a huge thanks to all the guys that helped out.
Okay, so I'm going to try to identify this ugly little, this was my favorite, so I know what it is already. Because I learned a lot about fossils. So this is the fossilator right here. This is hard to do, so I'm going to bring up the fossilator. And so we have field tested this on some of my children and my project manager's children. And the idea here is that the kid might either find a fossil in the creek, or you guys might have a table full of fossils, and they say, what's that? And you're like, here, figure it out yourself. So, so they come here and they're asked, you start getting asked questions. So maybe you can't do that text, maybe you can, but I'll read it. So does it resemble a seashell or not? No, this one looks like a bug, so I'm going to say no, it does not. And then this next question is the fossil bug-shaped? Yes, it is. Oh, I got the wrong one. This is hard, and the kids are going to mess up. It's all right.
No, they won't.
This doesn't, is this word one? Would you say this resembles the modern day seashell or not?
That's not seashell, that's the bug.
It's the bug.
You got it. You got it right.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the trilobite. Trilobite? Okay, so the reason these look weird. This picture I always think of seeing. It's that picture I always think of seeing. So I got it right. I got a trilobite. So that's the idea. And they find the trilobite and they say, hey Nate, is this a trilobite? And he says, yes, great job. Now find another fossil. And so they can see that there's some scientific information there. They can kind of look at if they feel like reading. There's drawings of what it looked like when it was alive and stuff there. So we can do another one. So the next one will be like this thing was, let's do one that kind of resembles a modern seashell. So this kind of does. So, yeah, they look like a seashell, and this one's the one that's kind of symmetrical, right? We'll say that's symmetrical. And that's a brachiopods. Right? Did I get that right, Nate?
Yes, good job.
And then, so then there's so they get to, it's almost like a game they get to do. And as they identify, there's 7 fossils. So they look through big ones like this one, this guy, horn coral. Nice. And then for the counselors, there's a reference. They can just see a list of all of them here. So if they're like, oh, I don't know what to tell kids about bryozoans, then they can just find a bryozoan and say, oh, it's moss-like animals. You spelled that right. And they're also, we don't have the images working right now, but we'll have some geographical timeline references for the counselors to remember like when things were, and trying to get the images in there, they're rather large. So so that's really all it does, and I'd like to thank we had guys pulling all-nighters on on Friday, Pratik and Timmy, who's not here, and Andrew kicked in some back there, and some moral support and some code. And we also had Andrew, and Karen Meyer, and Nate cropped images all weekend. So yay, Nate! Brian Sampson helped me organize everything and like figure out all the. I mean, there's tons of text and images in here, and that was the hardest part, was just keeping track of, do we have everything in the app? So Brian helped with that. So, anything you want to say?
Just a huge, amazing thing. I mean, there are cool apps out there, but not for fossils, so this is something that's kind of new to what's not available. Plus, I'm sure when they finally do create a big one, it'll be a national fossil search, and there's thousands of different fossils, so it's really kind of awesome that this is very specific to our kids being able to walk on our property to identify, and there's very limited amount of like, well, it could be one of these 7, and it's just going to be, they're going to get to the process, they're going to get to the answers so much faster, so much better, and it's just a huge, huge thank you to you guys. So, thanks, GiveCamp.
All right, next up is Council on Child Abuse. And this is their previous process. All of this paper on the table.
I'll actually give this to Gene and Eve, so you can just give them a quick reminder of who you guys are and what you do.
We're the agency that does a lot of prevention work. It focuses on prevention, awareness, and education as it relates to all forms of child abuse and peer abuse as well.
And I know the team's been working pretty hard all weekend, and so some of this functionality we were building and testing until about 10 minutes before we walked in. So I know these guys wanted to talk to the team for a second, so I figured they could just do it publicly. So a bunch of folks on the team and helped out. Kim, if you could stand up just real quick. Kim, Susan, Nick, Alan, Andy, Andrew chipped in, Rita, Kelly, Sedunthi, Ernie, and I think maybe even 1 or 2 others.
Nick left, but he was...
Right, yeah, and so I think others even helped out, but I know you guys wanted to say something for a minute.
I think in my next life, I want to come back as a geek because I fell in love with our team. They just went beyond the call of duty. This was not an easy project, even for geeks. And it was just really, really special for me to witness what went on. And the only concern I have is there was a little bit of bullying that happened. And that wasn't the purpose is for us to get rid of bullying. But really, I was truly amazed and overwhelmed at how they took something that was pretty complex and difficult to explain. And I also want to thank specifically Rita for all the assistance ahead of time in getting us involved in this project. And then to Michael for his leadership. It was amazing to me to see how he took a complex thing, divvied it up, and then how the team just worked. It was really, really special. And the difference that it will make really affects Jean's job, and I want her to comment on that, and then Michael can.
As you can see in the beginning, when we do these surveys for the schools, we hand tabulate all the surveys. And our biggest school that we do currently has 1,200 students, so we hand tabulate 1,200 different surveys that come through. So not only is this taking a test that probably takes 50 hours for one school, and I can probably compact that down now to an hour to get it done. So not only does it alleviate a lot of strain on us because we're a very small agency, but really the advantage for the kids is limitless, because instead of only doing 2 or 3 schools a year, it's going to be limitless to the amount of schools that we can help. And this is really a tool that's going to help with the whole bullying problem that you hear in the news, to be able to really help us pinpoint some kids and help them in the long run. So thank you so much. We could have never done this on our own ever, and it's really not only going to help us, but it's going to help the kids out there, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify, I just talked a lot. There's really those folks that just stood up that really did an awesome job. So thank all of you very much from the bottom of my heart. It's truly because of the folks that my team did and the rest of you that I actually quit my job 9 months ago and started a whole new career. So it's very inspiring this weekend to be here with all you guys doing this work. So I really appreciate it. So we took paper and created a more functioning site just so, getting back to the bullying comment, I stopped making fun of them for what they did on a daily basis because it was just painful to hear about it. So a couple of quick things here just to give you the layout. So we would set up schools. So you can go in, just create the schools. You can save those schools. You can go in, you can view the schools that we created. Lots of nice test data in there that we put in there. And then when you get into the heart of it, you actually create the survey. Now I don't actually have a CSV file up here, so we'll create an actual survey. But basically, you'll go in and you'll say, okay, it's in the fall. I'm doing an 8th grade survey in the 2011 school year, and we'll select Kim's school, and we'll just select the survey date that we're going to do. We'll give it a group name, Michael's class, we could say. And then what we're allowing them to do is actually just go out and pull in a CSV file with the students' names, first name, last name, the teacher, bring that in, upload that, and then once they upload that, it'll give you an ability to actually create, it'll generate the IDs right away, but it'll give you the ability to export anonymous usernames and passwords, because one of the biggest things about doing the surveys, we want to make sure that we keep the anonymity. So some of the folks thought it was actually a great idea and it's kind of fun. We picked like 1,000 or 1,200 random small words. So your username could be ball and your password blue. So just random words.
Careful with words.
Right. Thank you. But it could be actually. So, make sure you filter that one out.
Yeah.
So you'll get those. So you'll get those passwords. And then that's what you'll actually be handing out to the students randomly. And so the students will have this ARP ID, the survey ID, and then the password they'll enter, and then they'll start the survey. Let me go ahead and just enter that real quick, making sure I didn't mess up my test data. Gloves, shorts. So we start the survey, and what this survey is to allow the students to give feedback on really their classmates. So their classmates, Kim Painter, number of times you've seen this student bully another student. Actually 0. She's actually very nice. Number of times you've seen this student be a target of bullying. No, she's really too nice to bully. Andy. He was a little bit rude to me. And of course, I right back. Right. So the thought is that you go through the class, you tell them these results, and I know we're kind of making fun of this, but obviously it's a very serious thing for the students. And then whether you fill them all out or not, you can actually click finish. So I'll just very quickly fill it out. We can also type comments. Which is sometimes and then you click finish. And what's very important about this is that the username and password that we're using, that we make sure that they're no longer able to use that, so they're not going in there and trying to mess up the survey. And it brings them right back so that the next class that's coming in to do the survey, they're able to do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and just click back here. So this is what was taking all the time, right? Is they take all this paper back and having to do all this hand tabulation, especially for dozens and hundreds of students in some cases. So now when they get back into the office, they're simply going to go into report. They're going to choose the school. Now keep in mind, actually just do that. But you can go to the school, and I think we'll use this one, and we'll say, okay, let's see that group detail, and we run a report in a second.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
Yes, Sorry to interrupt, this notice we hit the back button, took it back to the survey, it's probably a security flaw.
Potentially, so. I was trying to go through that quickly.
Serious point.
Thanks for pointing that out there. No, thank you, seriously. So you go back to or you go to the reports and you can see it actually does all the tallying for you. So in this case, it actually came back and said, okay, here's, if you had 125 people rate, here's the actual results of that. And then we actually went through and applied the formulas that allowed them to say, based on this, what are they? There's a certain score. So we talked about a target potentially, and then it allows them to it gives them a base score, but we also give them the ability that they can export this, and they can go through and manually change if there's certain comments, right, that the students entered or whatever that might make them lean one way or the other from that survey. So I'm trying to think. I think that's the basic functionality. We also have a copy existing survey functionality, which needs just a little bit more work. But again, just a phenomenal job by the team to kind of get things to a much more automated state and get them out of paper mode. And quite frankly, it's not just this, but I think the education I know that these guys got about some of the possibilities for agency, which I think was pretty great. So, anything else you want to add?
No, but just, realize that we take this information and work with the schools, and some amazing things have happened in the schools that we've done this with to turn things around. And the fact that we're now going to be able to offer this to many more schools is huge. So we can't thank you enough.
Everybody thank you.
Really. And all of you, the rest of you too, the work that you all did is amazing, and we're getting ideas for next year. Thank you so much.
Next up is Santa Maria. And they did additions to the existing site. So the previous looks very similar to the
Candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Brother James Keller.
First, I'd like to thank my team. Two of them are here, Jalad and Jim. And we had Thatcher, Dave, and Brendan, who's not here right now. The website as such was it was pretty straightforward. It was static HTML, and they didn't have to update much. So we didn't think it'd be wise to actually switch over to a CMS over the weekend, and we just made changes to the existing site as such. A couple of things. First, what they wanted was they wanted some nice phrases to come up every time when they go to the website. As you see here, this one, and they wanted it to be changing over every 15 days. And then we told them a suggestion that why don't we actually have it updated every time a new user visits. So we actually have those codes put into a text file and use simple jQuery to actually fetch a random one out of it. So every time you actually go and refresh, you actually get a new code. Is the same one we had before?
No, it's different.
Okay, it's a different one. Yeah. So this is what it is. And since it was not any content managed system, they didn't have a search site before. So we just added a Google custom search here. So all they have to, let's say if somebody wants to check for where is the donation is, all they have to do is search. Since we're going with the free version, there are a couple of ads at the top. But right after that, they have whatever their site's search boxes are. And the other thing was they had, we didn't have the earlier site here, but that whole social thing was so big and it was a hodgepodge of so many things. So we just made a small cleanup, and they had just Facebook there. So we linked it to the Twitter, YouTube, and also Google plus one here. And there are several other things that is actually not visible as such here, because those were some cleanups within the HTML file. There are a lot of redundant things that are available. Folks spent some time, went in and made some design makeovers. And one thing we have also did for the benefit of all of us working was we hosted the entire thing into GitHub, so people can actually go and make changes and commit their changes and get it all done. And one of the things they wanted was like, they wanted to know like who and all visit their websites and all those details, and we thought, okay, let's go with analytics for that, and we created a small we just added some information for the analytics here, and then now they can actually go back and see how many visits are there in their websites, and they can actually go and see the social engagement, like who somebody clicked the Google Plus one, and they can also go and see where the traffic sources are from. It's nothing but some analytic information for their things actually, and they can even see from which locations did they have. No, it's not coming here. But, it basically shows the it just shows the map like across the world wherein people visited their websites, and already we have somebody visiting it from Peru. So and I think they also have. A search overview, like what do people search. This is basically some service that is provided by Google as such. So if you have like once you generate what site it is, and then they give a small snippet and you put it into the relevant site, it actually feeds the data back every time you get in it. It's already used for everybody. So you can understand the behavior of the people who's coming in. It also shows, there. Just missed it. Other thing is like it will show how many pages each of them spent in each of their pages, and also it will show what is the search query that is there. So basically, if you play around this Google Analytics, you'll get more information, and it will also provide them scope for future improvement into their site. That's pretty much it. Is there anything that...
we also...
Google Docs.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Not at our website.
We usually, for the board meetings, every time a new board member joins Santa Maria, we create a big file for them, and it's a big binder, and they probably don't want to carry that with them every time they come to the board meeting. Or if next year one page changes in that binder, information changes, we email them and say, okay, take this page, replace in your binder with this page, and it's just very messy. This way all the materials can be, when we change them, they can be available for them online. So.
When we went through it, we thought, okay, do we actually code the entire stuff there, put in folders and all those stuff, and we felt, okay, it's going to take a little time and we can't finish it by this weekend. And Google Docs is there for us. We thought, okay, let's just give them a page to them and all. And now we actually have a Gmail to, and as most of you know, that they can even share these documents to the board members, and they can view in their own Google Docs. And we have actually suggested them to actually upload it in folders or group them so that you can actually get to see it as like in collections. So right now we have this board meeting in August, and in future they can just see different collections also. That's I think pretty much about it. I thank the team. They were wonderful. Actually, it was a lot of learning experience. And in fact, I was surprised to know that I had a co-founder of Cincy Co-works in my team. And Gerard, he helped a lot with our CSS too. And it was great working with all of them. Thanks.
I also just wanted to thank everybody, all the volunteers who came together, and I really don't want to be a gig in my next life, because I just want to come and be amused by how their brain works and how kind they are. Thank you very much.
but not least, we have Parachute of Butler County.
We train volunteers to work with abused and neglected kids here in Butler County. So we really believe in what we do. Our website was very outdated. We haven't updated it in 2 years, so that's effective. So we are so excited to be able to be up to date, get information out, and recruit more volunteers. I want to reiterate what everyone has said. To a nonprofit agency, this is huge. $13,000 is just such a huge gift to us, and we sincerely say thank you because it really helps all of us further our mission. And as you can see, we all want more volunteers and more money, so you guys have enabled us and really helped us tremendously by doing that, so thank you very much. And thanks to the team, you were great and got everything done, so yay!
First, to discuss this project, I'd like to thank the management team of this event. They do an excellent job, and I personally, very much so, because last year, like this year, just like last year, pairing me up with an exceptional amount of talent and putting all these group projects together to share their talents across projects. Just an exceptional experience for me. Thank you. This team was Joe, Derek, Ellen, Kevin, who's not here, I don't believe. Just great talent at that table, did an overwhelmingly impressive job. But more so bringing Chad to the table from Cross Project, and Kyle, I don't see Kyle here either. Thank you all. The number one challenge Parachute has is they're hosted by a government site. The government's not allowing them, permitting them to make changes. So what we did is we used the benefit of this weekend with discountasp.net to set up their own domain, and used Embarco as a content management system. They migrated their site into Embarco, and this is the front page of Embarco now, posted on Discount ASP.
We're so excited to have videos. Feel like grown-ups now.
So I'm finding Embarco to be just an exceptional product. It's wow on a lot of levels. For Parachute, it's going to be exceptional because you log into it, you manage your content right there. The templates are available to change pages and their style and whatnot. But from the old site, what we have going on is just very basic click-throughs to new pages, annual reports. Volunteering on this site, you get the mission statement and such, job description for such, but an online application, which is just, so fill all these fields and hit send. When it sends an email to the administrator of Parachute. So we got volunteer impact.
The current volunteer section is new for us to be able to stay in touch with volunteers. I know Dayton Lawyer Project said more and more people are online, so that's really exciting for us to be able to post forms and upcoming events. So we do less and less of that snail mail.
Bringing YouTube posted videos onto the site, that's a great feature for, you see across all sites these days, but now Parachute's also doing it. News, just current news, public news, so all this is basically publicly available to anyone who reads the site, but you get into a login here. My login is set up as a volunteer, but they also have now a board group where board minutes and meeting announcements and such can be posted, so a board member can log in, but management also is probably a good consideration. So under a secure login, it's really just another content page with links to documents that are uploaded into Embarco, and just linked to on the content page itself. So it's it's just an exceptional product, and I don't know if anyone would care to see how it's done in the back side of things, content management in the back side of things, but it's done like many other systems that you may have seen. So yeah, that was the challenge. Now they have complete ownership of their domain and their pages as a long-term concern.
Yes, we're very excited. I can't wait to get and do it. It looks manageable for those of us who don't know computer programming. So that's a huge asset for us nonprofits. So thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, that's the last of the demos. We just have a few wrap-up items for us and then some door prizes yet. So we'll give it back to Matt.
Trying not to cry this year. Jerry Lewis or something, Jerry telephone. Anyway, all right, so these were our goals. Remember we went over these at the beginning on Friday. God, it seems like a long time ago. I'll let them real quick too. So, the goals, provide something useful for each charity. 100%. Unbelievable. I mean, and I don't want to go too long, but the fact is GiveCamp's been going on for about 5 years. This is our second one, right? We know from other GiveCamps that if they get 80% completion, that they're doing really good. Because not all things can be complete, teams have, stuff happens, right? I can't believe what happened this year. I mean, there's not one thing I saw up there that was, I mean, there's obvious little things, but I mean, everything was complete. There's some teams that don't even show up to the closing because they don't have anything to show in other GiveCamps. So, awesome job, guys. Goal number 1, check. All right, learn something. Did everybody learn something? Something you didn't know? Is Maggie still? Something you don't want to never know again? But you did learn something, right, Maggie? All right. So good, check. Meet new people. Did everybody meet somebody new? And of course, the biggest one, have fun. Everybody have fun? Awesome. So all the goals were met. Thank God. All right. Once again, this is GiveCamp committee. I just want to go over and name them out because they're an awesome team. Here I go. Eric Schwartz, it's our charity head guy. Awesome job. Great project manager, because I definitely not one. So thank you, Eric. Ryan Cromwell, right-hand man. Cheerleader, kept us going when things didn't look good. Andrew Swirling. Hey, there's Andrew, he's coming in. I'm Swiss Army knife guy. All right, what can I do? And he did a lot before working with the charities too, so you've been unbelievable helpful this year, Andrew. I appreciate it.
Shirts that a lot of these guys, the team leads, are wearing, and then we were.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's right. His wife did the shirts, so she's not here, but once again, tell her. Bill Barnett, he's not here. He helped out a lot in the beginning, but he had some family issues, but he really provided a lot of help. Hope to have him back next year, because he's huge help. Brandon, who's not here, I don't think, helped that a lot. Aren't you there? Ernie, man the camera back there. Our website. He does, like he said, he did all the work before you guys got here, and he really did, because the guy got from all of us, like, hey, the volunteer form isn't working. What's going on, Ernie? So, thank you, Ernie, for getting in there on late nights and working on that stuff. I'm not going to mention the next thing. Peggy and Sagunthi kind of came in late, but they helped out a lot. Oh, thank Peggy. I mean, she was our runner this weekend. You know, I mean, she's run these events at the office, so thank God, got all the coffee, made sure everything was there, Everything you saw that was there, a lot to do with her getting there. And Sagunthi, same thing, helped out getting sponsorships, and then obviously helped out on the team, so dual role, and that's it. So. Andy Douglas, he's at the top, of course. Last but not least, Andy Douglas. Where's Andy? I know he's got it. There he is. There he is. He helped out a lot on the charity team, and then he got involved with Camp Joy, so sorry, Andy. You're awesome. So, next one, don't even, see, I was able to get past that. All right, here's all our sponsors. Once again, we couldn't have this event without these people. They paid for everything, all the food, everything you saw. The big one is Miami, Rod, giving us this place for really, really, really cheap.
Nationwide.
What's that?
Best facility nationwide.
Yes, definitely best facility nationwide. So, well, just thank Rod and Brad who was here. Brad helped out a lot with technical stuff, made sure everything was running for us this weekend. And then the Leadership Council of Human Services, they're the ones that do our finances and stuff, so we want to thank them too. All right, next year. Oh my God. Oh, that's right.
I thought that passed.
No, wait, that's the apocalypse in December 2000, or December 21st, so we've got to have one more of these at least, right? All right, so what we're asking is, anybody that is maybe even thinking about helping organize next year, we would love to hear from you.
You can still be a developer and before me.
I'm not even going to say it. Yes, you can. It's a big job. Where are we going to put something? Okay, write your names down here. No real commitments. We just want to know who's interested in actually helping run the show next year. We're hoping to get a bigger team, because I'm just be totally selfish here. I want to help out my team. For 2 years, I've done this, and it's great. I know. I mean, we put all this stuff together, but we're all.
We want to ship some code.
Maybe not Eric, but the rest of us want to ship code. So that's why we got involved with this. We want to geek out like the rest of you, but we obviously need to, make sure the stuff's running. And I don't think I could think about two things at once. My brain doesn't work that way anymore. So please sign up, and we'll be getting back to you. Probably have a big meeting and see how we can work out having a larger organizing staff. All right. With that, door prizes.
All right. So what we did, we just took a random list, took everybody on random order. Not all of these people are here, so we'll call the names out. Your name's called, you can come pick anything on the table. The stuff on this table is a free-for-all. Everybody can have whatever they want. When you call your name, you pick something on this table for a door prize.
So what we have a whole bunch of t-shirts. We have some, what are these called again? Lanyards. There you go. Geekette t-shirt, a couple of GiveCamp t-shirts, .NET Ninja. We have a license for Snagit. I use this big time. Screenshots, screen capture, video capture. Camtasia Studio, Telerik Ultimate Collection. Codesmith Generator. We have 10 licenses. If you want this, write your name and email address on it. There should be a pen down here at some point. Actually, there's like 800 of them over there. Logic NP was nice enough to donate 3 licenses, one for crypto licensing for .NET, Shell Mega Pack, like Windows controls and things like that. Crypto licensing is obfuscation and licensing and things along that line. Oh, and then they also have their obfuscator, crypto obfuscator. Got a couple of thumb drives. Qdoba, besides feeding us all yesterday, gave us 2 free entrees. City Barbecue, a $20 gift card. So all kinds of goodies.
All right, so, like I said, you can see the list here.